In this lesson, we're going to learn about the hiragana chart in terms of what we can do with the ya, you, and yo column. These actually can be made smaller and added to the I row, not including the I, but including the ki, shi, chi, ni, hi, mi, and ri. So we're going to add a small ya, a small yu, and a small yo to these hiragana. So if we take our ki and we write a small ya next to it, the sound would be kya, kya. If we write a ki with a small u, it's kyu, kyu. And a ki with a small yo would be kyo. Remember, the ya, yu, and yo must be about half the size of the other hiragana. Example words using these sounds are kya, ku, kyaku, a guest, kyaku, or the number 9 in Japanese, kyu. Simply using the kyu with an u, kyu, number 9. A word using the kyo sound would be kyokai, kyokai, and that's the Japanese word for a church. Now let's look at the shi column. If we put ya with shi, a little ya with shi, we get sha. A small yu after shi would make the sound shu. Shu. And then the small yo after shi would make the sound sho. You can kind of throw away the y sound in those ones. We have sha, shu, and sho. Some words that use these letters are shi with a little ya, sha, shi, n, sha, shin. Shashin is the Japanese word for a photograph. Shashin. Shi with the little u and mi. Shumi means hobbies. Shumi. What are your hobbies? Shumi. And a word using the sho sound might be to, sho, kan. Toshokan. Toshokan is the Japanese word for a library. Toshokan. In the chi column, we would have chi with the little ya, cha. Chi with the little u would become chu. Chi with the little yo would create the sound cho. Cha, chu, cho. Some words that would use these sounds, for example, we have o-cha. O-cha is the Japanese word for Japanese tea. O has a feeling of it being honourable or very, very important. Cha literally means tea. Ocha, Japanese tea. On the way, when something happens on the way, we say tochu, tochu, on the way. The Japanese word that means direct or straight, chokusetsu, chokusetsu. In the ni column, and the words start getting a little bit unusual, and there's not a lot of words that use the rest of this chart, but just to remember, ni with a little ya would make the sound nya. Ni with a little u would be nyu, and we see that a lot in katakana. So if you look at the katakana lesson, you'll see nyu is used a lot. But in traditional Japanese, these are unusual, a little bit like our English X and Z. Nyo would be ni with a little yo, nyo. In the hi column, hi with a little ya would be hya, hya. Hi with a little u would be hyu, hyu. And hi with a little yo would become hyo, hyo. In the mi column, mi with a little ya would sound like mya, mya. Mi with a little u would be mu, mu. And mi with the little yo would make the sound myo, myo. Then the last column, which is quite commonly seen, particularly the second and third one, ri with a little ya, and remembering that ri is that combination of L, R and D sound. So this is quite complicated, this is quite tricky to get correct. Ri with a little ya would become ria, ria. Ri with a little u would be ryu, ryu. And ri with a little yo would be ryo, ryo. So there we have the chart of the variations that you can make using a small ya, yu and yo, with the consonants in the I row. You cannot use the ya.yu.yo with any other hiragana. Remember, just the I row. So some other words we could have is hi with a little ya, hyaku. Hyaku means 100. Hyaku. Ri with the little yo, followed by ko, u, would be ryoko, ryoko, meaning travel, or to go on a journey, ryoko. We also have to remember that our ki, shi, as well as our hi, can also have voice marks. And if you've done the lesson on voice marks, you'll know that the ki becomes a g sound. The shi becomes a j sound. The hi with a little circle can become a p sound. And with voice marks can become a b sound. So if we have those hiragana with voice marks, for example ki as gi, if we add gi to a little ya, of course it will be gya. Gi with little ya, gya. Gi with a little u, of course, would become gyu. Gi with a little yo would be gyo. We can use all of these sounds and add the small ya, yu and yo, just as we did with their unvoiced hiragana. With the j sound, once again we lose that y sound because ji with a little ya actually just becomes ja. Ja. Ji with the little u sound becomes ju. Ju. And ji with the little yo is simply jo. These sounds are commonly seen in Japanese words, particularly the ju and the jo. If we use the pi with a little ya, we'd end up with pya. Unusual, not seen very often, but that's what happens. Pya. Pi with a little u would become pyu. And pi with a little yo would become pyo. In the same way, bi with voice marks with a little ya would become bya. Bi with a little u would become byu. And bi with a little yo would become byo. Bya, byu, byo. And some of the words you might see with these variations would be the Japanese word for a goldfish is actually ki, n, gi with a little yo, kingyo, kingyo. The Japanese word for sick or to be sick is bi with a little yo, byo, u, byoki. Byoki means to be sick. Byoki. Or the ji sound with a little yo, followed by an u, jo. Da, n, jodan means a joke. Jodan. Jodan means a joke. And if you're giving a speech in Japanese, you might use the word happyo. And we put the little tsu to make a double P, and then the little yo, u after P to make happyo, to give a speech. Happyo. And a word that's got two variations in the same word is the Japanese word for address, where you live. Ji with a little u, u, shi with a little yo. Jusho. Jusho, your address. Jusho. Keep practicing writing all of the hiragana and using the voice marks and the small ya.yu.yo to ensure that you can read and understand written Japanese using hiragana.